There are moments in history when the light of the world flickers and almost goes out. One of those moments happened in Alexandria, where knowledge once burned brighter than the sun. But what if that light had never dimmed? What if the great Library of Alexandria, the heart of human curiosity, had never been lost to flame or time? This is the story of a world that awakened far too soon. Welcome to Chronicles Unwritten. Discover what could have been. 2,000 years ago, the Library of Alexandria was not merely a building, it was civilization's memory. Inside its vast halls, more than 500,000 scrolls gathered the wisdom of the known world, from Greece, Egypt, Persia, India, even distant China. Here, scholars mapped the stars, dissected the human body, calculated the Earth's circumference, and dreamt of flying machines and endless energy. It was humanity's first internet, connecting ideas long before wires or screens. And then, it was gone. History remembers the library's death as a single act: fire, rage, destruction. But the truth is quieter and more tragic. First came Julius Caesar's flames in 48 BCE, when war spilled into the city's docks. Then the Christian purges, when pagan knowledge was branded heresy. And finally, the conquest of Aurelian and the fall of the Serapeum, the last of Alexandria's scholarly sanctuaries. Knowledge doesn't always die in fire. Sometimes it dies in silence, when no one is left to read, to teach, or to remember. By the 5th century, the Library of Alexandria, the mind of humanity, was gone, and the world fell into centuries of darkness. But let us imagine another world, one where that flame never went out. In this timeline, the library endures. It grows. Empires rise and fall around it, but knowledge remains untouchable, preserved by a brotherhood and a sisterhood of scholars who guard it like a sacred fire. By 200 CE, the library becomes more than Egyptian. It becomes universal. A sanctuary where Romans, Greeks, Jews, Persians, Indians, and Africans gather as equals, united not by blood, but by curiosity. By 500 CE, steam power is rediscovered, not as a novelty, but as revolution. Engines turn bronze pistons, lifting ships and driving mills. Mechanization begins not in the 18th century, 1,300 years earlier. By 800 CE, great academies stretch from Alexandria to Antioch, Carthage, and Athens. They teach anatomy from Herophilus's forgotten notes. They calculate the movements of planets with heliocentric precision. And they experiment, not in secret but in public, through a network of scholars connected by messenger ships and encoded signals across the sea. By 1100, the world is on the brink of its first industrial age. Factories hum on the Nile, mechanical harvesters cross the fields of Sicily. The Silk Road becomes a highway of ideas, where East meets West not in war, but in wonder. By 1300, a global scientific community already exists. Peer review is born not in Europe, but in Alexandria. Knowledge flows freely, copied, tested, improved, and by 1500 CE, humanity is in its early information age. Glass tablets record data, light towers transmit messages between continents, and the dream of flight, once drawn on papyrus, fills the skies with bronze-winged machines. The Dark Ages never arrive, because light was never lost. But knowledge is not a gift, it is a responsibility. Even in this imagined world, not all is golden. With discovery comes control. With enlightenment comes arrogance. The library that never burned gives birth to an empire of intellect, where scholars rule as priests of reason, where belief is measured, not felt, and where innovation outpaces wisdom. The world may have reached the stars by the 14th century, but it may also have lost its soul. Progress without humility is its own kind of darkness. So perhaps the library was destined to fall. Perhaps humanity needed to rediscover knowledge, not inherit it. Because wisdom cannot simply be preserved, it must be earned again and again. Still, one can't help but wonder, how different would our world be if the scrolls of Alexandria still whispered beneath the sea? This was the library that never burned, and its story is another page in the Chronicles Unwritten. Discover what could have been. If stories like this make you wonder what could have been, then help us keep history alive. Subscribe to Chronicles Unwritten and tell us in the comments, what moment should we rewrite next?